Well, finally, there it is. Battlefield 1, PlayStation 4 version. I know you guys been waiting for this for a few days now, been asking me, hey man, when you gonna do this? When you gonna do this? And I'm like, well, here it is. Not only am I gonna do this, but it's gonna be a half an hour to maybe 40 minutes video. We're gonna test PlayStation 4 version first via my TV Upscale right here. We're gonna do that, which is the Vizio M55-C2. And then once we finish with that, once we upscale it through my television, then we're gonna go ahead and switch it back to Xbox One S. And we're gonna see and compare how the Xbox One S upscale stacks up against traditional TV upscale. We're gonna look for a couple of things. We'll see if those jagged edges are there, if they're not. And then we're also going to see the latency, if it's going to be present on the TV One version or on the Xbox One S version. Most likely we'll see that on the Xbox One S version because of the higher compression on upscale, meaning that the more compression you have, doubling those pictures, the more latency you will have. But we'll check it out, we'll see. And then we're going to compare it between Xbox One S version to PlayStation 4. We'll do it side by side. We'll check everything step by step. We'll examine it. We'll get closer to the TV and look at the lines and look at the latencies. We'll double check all of that in 40 minutes. So stick around, guys, because Battlefield 1, it's coming. Alright, just to show you that Battlefield 1 is installed, and we're going to go ahead and start it up. Remember, this is my traditional TV upscale, okay? That's why it says 1080p, because even though it says 1080p, the television set will automatically, all those 8 million pixels will upscale it. Doesn't mean that those pixels are going to be each filled in because it's not a native resolution, but it will double those layer images to fit in that 8 million ratio pixel, okay? I know that upscaling can be confusing. Just think of it like taking a one picture, like that one square picture right here, like Battlefield, right? Let's do this for example. Taking this one picture Battlefield, right? And then trying to fit it into the screen like this. Like trying to fit it into the screen. Now, some do a better upscale, and some they don't, depending on device, depending on the GPU. Normally the external devices, they do a better job upscaling because they already have that horsepower underneath and they can transfer it via HDMI 2.0. This way the TV chip doesn't have to work as much. It will receive that much better. All right. But again, you guys can Google this. You guys can do search on the upscale. Upscale, it's a very confusing and dirty word. But upscale is going to be around for a long time. Okay? A lot of those 4K movies you see, they're not true native 4K. They're upscaled to 4K. Okay? Most of them are shot in 2K, 3K, but they're upscaled to 4K. And the reason they look so good, it's because of that high source that they have on that movie. I don't want to get into too much technical detail, but let's go ahead. Let's start the Battlefield 1. Remember, this is the television upscale we're doing first, okay? Which is Vizio M55-C2. So let's go ahead and let's start this up. All right. Okay, while we're waiting for this update, let me just show you what I'm using right now. I'm using the game mode, which is 75, backlight brightness 45, contrast 50, color 75, and sharpness 45. And all of my filters are off, just so you know. And when people ask me what I mean by filters, I mean filters like, here, let me show you, for example, like all this nonsense. Like right here, like clear action you want off, low latency you want off, reduce noise, you want all of this stuff off. You don't want that on, okay? Because what I have found out yesterday when I was doing them with the Xbox One version, I had much more fluid experience. There was barely any latency on the game when I was playing it. All right, so here we go, guys. All right, it's been 5 minutes. Here we go. Finally, we got the game going. This is the PlayStation 4 version. And remember, the first test is my traditional Vizio M55-C2 Upscale, which is right here, 1080p. I know it says 1080p, but it is upscaled to 4K. All right, we're logging into our Battlefield server. Remember, I'm doing this unedited because I want you guys to see that everything's being done in real time. Okay, I'm not trying to pull any tricks here or anything like that. All right, brightness, we'll keep it at 50 because I can see the one number right there. I do have I have medium speakers. I'm gonna put a large speakers, medium. By the way, that is a speaker. That big tower you see, that is a speaker. Oh, remember, this is the introduction, beginning of the game. I always like the intro of this game in the beginning. It's done so artistically, but in a horrific way. $60 million soldiers, man. Just in World War I. Now try to multiply the World War II combined with World War I. You're looking like probably like a 500 million people. In World War I and World War II all combined, you're looking like probably 500 million people. All right, guys. Right off the bat, I have to tell you that the PlayStation 4 version right now looks fantastic. Here, let me show you latency if I can. There's no latency here. Let me fire a couple of rounds right here. Hold on. You see, there's no latency. And let's do it one more time here. Remember, this is upscaled to 4K via my television set, and the one thing I notice is the fact that I see a lot of jaggies, you know, like it's not as smooth. Like, I will show this difference when I connect this to my Xbox One S. You will see much better smoothness, but you will lose some of that sacrifice on the latency. You'll have that millisecond latency because of that upscale, you know. But it looks great. Looks great. All right, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pause right here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and switch it to a, oh my goodness. I'm gonna switch it to Xbox One S Upscale. I'm gonna connect this to my Xbox. And then I'm gonna go ahead and see how it looks. Jesus Christ, if I can survive this. Hold on. Let me, oh, Jesus Christ. All right, let me pause it. Let me connect it to a Xbox One S, and let's see the difference. And I can tell you right off the bat that PlayStation 4 version has, like I told you from beginning, from the get-go, even when I did the beta, I told you PlayStation 4 version will take the advantage of that 8 GB of GDDR5 RAM, which gives a little bit better textures than Xbox One S 8 GB DDR3 RAM. Okay? But let's go ahead and let's compare them. Let me go ahead and switch this PlayStation 4 version, connect it to my Xbox One S, and let's see how it looks. Okay, let's do that in about 4 seconds. I'm gonna switch back to Xbox One S console. I'm gonna connect my PlayStation 4 to my Xbox One S HDMI in. And by the way, I am using HDMI 2.0 to be connected to my HDMI in on the Xbox One S. So let me go ahead and connect my PlayStation 4 to Xbox One S, and let's see how the upscale compares on the Xbox One S. In about 4 seconds, we're gonna do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we are back to Xbox One S upscale. And just to show you that it is upscaled to Xbox One S, here, 2160p, you can clearly see it. For those of you who like to write on my comment section, how do I know that it's upscaled? Well, there it is. I'm showing it to you real time. Here, real time. There's my controller, remote control. There it is, 2160p. You can pause this video and look at it and stare at it, 2160p if you like. And also to prove more point, there it is, upscaled via Xbox One S. Connected through my HDMI in. I'm using HDMI 2.0 high-speed cable. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see how well it compares. All right, let me adjust my camera a little bit, like this. Okay, there we go, like that. Hopefully that's good. And let's continue. All right, first thing that I noticed right away. Oh, Jesus, run. Oh my God, am I gonna die here? Died. All right, the first thing I notice is the fact that all right, let me just say something because it's too loud. The first thing I notice is the fact that Xbox One S upscale smooths those jagged edges that were present on the traditional upscale TV that I just did. And clearly I can see it right here. But I do notice a latency. There's a latency, okay. The latency does exist, guys. It's not gonna be a smooth experience. You will have a little bit better picture, but you will lose that performance by doing it this way, okay? Oh shit. God damn it. Like I said, the one thing I noticed is that latency on the Xbox One S upscale.
New killing machines, like the tank, changed the shape of the war overnight. Luckily, they were mostly on our side. Mostly.
So here's something I want to say. Yes, you do get a little bit better, smoother picture because of the Xbox One S upscale. What Xbox One upscale does, it smooths those jagged edges and they're not present. But however, because of that high upscale, there is a latency. There is that lag that you're going to notice. And for a game like this, Battlefield, where everything's about speed and fluidity, you want to make sure you have that speed and fluidity. And when you connect it via Xbox One S and you upscale it via Xbox One S, you lose that fluidity, which is not good for a game like this. You know, there is lag. There is a lag, millisecond lag. You know. See, hold on. You do have that lag present. Granted, it looks great. I mean, the upscale looks great using the Xbox One S because there's no jagged edges. Everything's smooth, right? It's like a high anti-aliasing. It's set to the maximum. But that's why you're losing that performance. You know, that's what I was talking about when I was saying that, hey, you can use the Xbox One S upscale, but you are going to sacrifice on the performance. And for a game like this, you don't want to do that. For a game like this, I wouldn't advise you guys to do it this way. I would just say connect your PlayStation 4 directly to your TV. And make sure you turn all the filters off. That's another thing. You want to do that. Hold on, let me check something. Let me see if I turn the filters here. Let me go over here and let me see if I turn the filters off. Let me double check that. Color is gonna be 75. Okay, sharpness needs to be to 45. Let me see if I turn the filters off. Filters. Okay, keep that at high. Off. Turn the filters off. Let's see. Alright, it's just a slightly a little bit better. But still, the latency is present there. You can definitely feel the latency here. And granted, the picture looks great. Everything's smooth. Everything's smooth out. Like you barely can see any jaggies. Like there are no jaggies present here. Because of that upscale, that Xbox One S upscale.
And in war, the only true equalizer is death.
And here, I'll show it to you right here. Got him, son of a bitch, come on. All right, what I'm gonna do now, after this is finished, I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to the Xbox One S version, and let's see how it stacks up. Ah, shit, he died. Oh, let me skip through this, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go and try the multiplayer, Xbox One S multiplayer versus PlayStation 4 multiplayer.
They push. We push. Every once in a while, we push hard enough that the light breaks through the cloud to the world beyond the war glimmers, just out of reach. The war is the world, and the world is the war. But behind every gun sight is a human being. We are those people. We are the jaded. We are the naive. We are the honorable and the criminal. We are the bound for legend and the lost to history. We are the nights in the sky, the ghosts in the desert, and the rats in the blood. These are our stories.
All right, so we're switching back to the Xbox One S version. Okay, there you go. Just so you know, it's the Xbox One S version. There. Here, I'm gonna show you one more time because I don't want you guys thinking that I'm pulling any tricks. Now we're gonna switch to Xbox One S version and let's see how it stacks up. I'll do a operations mode. All right, I'm gonna go and I'll do a Iron Walls. We'll do Iron Walls, we'll check it out, and we'll do the same thing with the PlayStation 4 version, okay? We'll pause it, we'll go back and forth, we'll see how they stack up against each other, all right? So let's go ahead and let's do that. Remember, this is the Xbox One S version. And we're going to see how well they stack up against each other. Okay? So let's see. All right, this is my first time flying an airplane. I don't know. We'll see how well they stack up. I would say that PlayStation 4 version will probably have a little bit better textures. Oh, that was great. All right, let's go back over here. I'm gonna go in the airplane again. I never flown an airplane that much here. So I'm gonna wait for the airplane over here. Where the hell is the airplane over here? Ah, well, doesn't matter. Now, from where I understand, is that both versions are running on 900p upscaled to 1080p. And I think the only difference I will notice is a little bit higher textures on the PlayStation 4 version. That's probably the only thing I will notice. I'm gonna try to zoom in a little bit more, just to give you guys an idea. There you go, like that. Fuck. God damn it. Oh, thank you. He resurrected me. Let me go flank this bastard. Oh, look at this. The plane has... Look, that's so cool, man. Look at this plane. Where it ended up. That's probably my plane that I was flying and then I crashed.
Return to the combat area.
I am moving to the combat area, goddammit. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's switch to a PlayStation 4 version, okay? Let's go ahead and let's do that in about 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we're back to PlayStation 4 version. Upscaled via Xbox One S. Just to show you. There it is. In case you don't believe me. There it is. Here. There, just to show you. Okay, so we're gonna do Kaiser locked. Kaiser locked will do that, and we'll do that level, and we'll compare the same level to the Xbox One S version of Kaiser Light. This is the operations. We're going to do this operations right now. The Kaiser Light now. Here we go. However, I will do a Schwarzenegger Battlefield Chronicles. That's coming, don't worry. Alright, let's join. The reason I zoomed in a little bit to my TV, not too much, but just a little bit, it's just the way, this way you guys can see it a little bit better.
Against the Hun. So far, it's felt too much like a holiday.
You see the machine guns they got? The artillery? The planes? Damn it, odds of us getting through this campaign gotta be about 25 to 1 against.
Them devils ain't so tough. Us boys will knock out their fortifications easy.
Break this Hindenburg Line and finish this war. French been fighting for 4 years. They say just 4 minutes up against these fortified German lines and we look just like them. Yeah, like an army of living dead.
Alright, here we go. Alright, so this is Conquer Hell. PlayStation 4 version, upscaled via Xbox One S. And obviously the one thing I notice is the textures. Honestly, the textures a little bit higher on the PlayStation 4 version, but not by much. Honestly, when I'm talking about these little nuances, they're just nuances, man. You barely gonna notice that. Honestly, take the mask off. Come on, come on. Ah, oh, son of a bitch. I didn't even see him. Okay, so let's pause over here and let's switch back to the Xbox One S version of this. In about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Alright, we're switching now to the Xbox One S version of the Kaiser Light. Alright, so, and we're going to do the same thing with the PlayStation 4. We'll go to the Kaiser Light, and we'll go to the same level that we are going through right now here. Kaiser Light, I guess, is a little French town, whatever, that Germany occupied. Here we go.
Ludendorff's orders us. We must secure Point Labyrinth situated in these ruins. We then advance to this bridge, on Earth. capture and secure it. After that, we move into the city and attack the enemy at Place Longueville. Once this position is controlled, Amiens will be ours.
We have taken objective butter.
Oh, come on. All of the fool? Really? Do I have to create my own squad? Alright, so let's do this. Remember, this is the Xbox One S version. We'll do the same thing with the PlayStation 4 version. This is the Kaiserlight. I don't know what that means. Something. It's obviously it's in German. I don't know what the hell it means. But anyway, it could be a stronghold holding the, you know, the line or whatever. And so far, I can tell you that looking at this, I can tell you right away that the PlayStation 4 version has a little bit better textures. You see how textures are flat here? You know, let me go switch back to a PlayStation 4 version. Okay, let's just keep it like this. Hold on. I'm gonna switch to a PlayStation 4 version. We'll use the same exact same walkthrough of the same level, okay? Okay, so we're back to a PlayStation 4 version.
Tremendous captain I've ever heard. Sweat round this, your white curve of red leap been flying quiet and ending in either direction.
It's a whole new type of warfare, boys. You've got to be careful.
They're calling them stormtroopers. Jerry's best. Got orders to leave their trenches and charge right into us. Come on, concentrate on your bayonet. Imagine it piercing the hearts of the Hunt.
Okay, I can tell you right off the bat, guys, that the PlayStation 4 version benefits a little bit more from higher textures. Now, is it a huge difference between the two? It's not by like a huge margin or anything like that. The only thing you will notice is just a little bit higher textures. A little bit higher textures, that's all. Which I'm going to show you right here, right now. And this is exactly what I mean by higher textures. It's just, the textures look a little bit higher on the PlayStation 4 version. Oh, let me zoom out a bit, a little bit like this. Let me do that. Hold on. There we go.
We have taken objective apples.
But you guys want to know, should I use my PlayStation 4 to hook it up to Xbox One S? For this particular game, I would say no, because you're gonna lose that fluidity. You know, you're gonna lose that performance. You see right here how much lag I was losing? I couldn't even position my gun. Now I'm gonna switch back to a traditional upscale TV, and you'll see just how more fluid the game is going to be, okay? In about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm back to my PlayStation 4 version, but upscaled through my TV. And right off the bat, you'll see much better fluidity here, which I'm gonna show you in a second. Everything is more fluid, faster. So what you basically wanna do, guys, you wanna make sure you play this game directly to your television set and let the television upscale. Because remember, this is Battlefield 1. With this game, you want to have the best possible fluidity experience. Where is that tank? That's what you want. Can I destroy this tank? Where the hell is this tank? Come on, come on, come on. Get him, get him. You can do this.
Our forces remain.
Come on, come on. Load it in, load it in, load it. Load that bitch. Get him, get him, get him. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, there he is, there he is. There he is, there he is. You can get him, you can get him. Come on. Come on, come on. You can do this. Come on, come on, come on. Get that son of a bitch. Oh, somebody already got him. That's it. So yeah, I mean, which version is better? I would say both versions look equally great. But PlayStation 4 version has a little bit higher textures. That's all. Just a little bit higher textures, you know. Is that like a huge deal? I don't know. I mean, you're not gonna notice that, honestly. You're not gonna notice that, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. All right, how do I get out of here?
We have taken objective apples.
All right, let's switch back to an Xbox One version, and let's see how it stacks up. Let's just go back to the Xbox One version in about 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're back to the Xbox One S version. This is the same level that we just played via PlayStation 4 version.
It's a whole new type of warfare.
Like I said, the only difference you will notice is a little bit with the textures. Like Xbox One S version has a little bit flat textures. They're not as much as detailed compared to the PlayStation 4 version. All right, here we go. Now, like I said, the only difference I notice is the flat textures. You see a lot of textures are flat on the Xbox One version. That's because of that 8GB DDR3 RAM. But as far as the resolution in the upscale, it's pretty much the same. The bottom line is this: both versions are great. Both versions play well. The only difference is PlayStation 4 version has a little bit higher textures. That's it. That's really nothing that much that you're going to notice, you know. However, you will benefit by the Xbox One S version because the Xbox One S version is getting a direct upscale. You know, that true upscale it's getting, you know. While the PlayStation 4 version, when you hook it up through HDMI in, it doesn't give you that much of a fluidity because of that upscale. That's slowing down that, you know, fluidity. It's giving you that latency. So you definitely don't want to play your PlayStation 4 version through the Xbox One S upscale. You want to play your PlayStation 4 version directly through a TV. But all in all, honestly guys, both versions look great. Obviously there's a lot of fog here, so both versions are good. You're not gonna make a mistake by going with either of the versions. Just remember that PlayStation 4 version has a little bit of that extra textures, you know. See how textures are flat here? They're all flat. But they're flat, however, they're also smooth out. There's no jaggies. You see, there's another benefit you get with the Xbox One version. Even though the textures are lower, on the Xbox One version, you still get the benefit of the upscale because the upscale smooths those jeggies, and you don't see those jeggies,
Lost objective button.
you know. So oh Jesus, fuck, as soon as I'm about to put the mask, they killed me.
We have taken objective butter.
But honestly, all in all, both versions looks fantastic. You're not gonna make a mistake by going with either of the versions. Just remember, PlayStation 4 version has a little bit of slightly higher texture. See how textures here, they're flat? But even though they're flat, you still get those smoothed edges. You barely see any jaggies. See, the jaggies are smoothed out, so you don't have any of those jaggies. And naturally, the reason why PlayStation 4 version is a little bit better in textures is because of that 8 GB GDDR5 RAM. That helps.
We have lost objective.
You know what I mean? Alright, so let me switch back to a PlayStation 4 version once again
Half of the enemy forces
for a final closing statement. Alright, so we're back to the PlayStation 4 version, and my closing statement on this long 40-minute video, 40-something minute video, or 40-plus video minute, is that what I mean by 40-plus minute, it's 40 minutes long. I would say that
Gestern habe ich ihn gesehen.
both versions look great. You're not gonna make a mistake by purchasing either of these two versions. They both look equally great. The only difference is that I've noticed on the PlayStation 4 version, you do get a little bit of more slightly higher textures. When I say slightly, doesn't mean they're like, oh my god, PC kind of ultimate maxed out textures. They're slightly a little bit better textures, okay, like medium settings textures. Alright guys, so in closing, what can I say? Both versions look equally good, alright? Doesn't matter which version you get, you're gonna be satisfied either way, alright? One problem that I noticed with multiplayer is the EA servers are not the best servers. It takes a long freaking time for them to load the servers, you know, but that's understandable because they got 64 freaking players trying to join in on this motherfucker. So they got a lot of people joining on this goddamn game. I get it. That's the only like minor negative I would give about the Battlefield 1. It's their servers are not the best. You do have to wait a long freaking time to join in. But I understand that because you know, you're looking at a lot of people, man. 64 people want to join in on this son of a bitch, so. But, you see, the PlayStation 4 version textures are much better. And that's the only reason why you want to go ahead with the PlayStation 4 version. If you care about the textures, you know. But all in all, both versions are equally good. Do you really care about these textures? Because this is a fluid game. This is a fast-paced game. You're not going to be standing around and looking at these textures, these little medium setting textures, because of the 8 GB GDDR5 RAM. You're not going to really care that much. You're going to care about fluidity. Is this game fast? And another thing that I find out is you do want to play PlayStation 4 version directly to your TV. Don't upscale it to the Xbox One S, all right? Because with this game, it's all about fluidity and performance. So you want that fluidity, you want that performance, make sure you turn off all your filters. That's another thing. Turn all your filters on the TV. Alright guys, so I'm going to end this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll do some more videos. I'll do some more walkthroughs on the war story on a PlayStation 4 version. And I might even do some Schwarzenegger, chronicles, where I'm going to use a voiceover of Arnold Schwarzenegger and screw around with that, you know. because some of you seem to like that. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this 45-minute video. I did this for you guys. You asked for it. There you have it. Make what you want of it. It's a 45-minute long. I did the best I could to compare the two versions. There you have it. Have a good one. Take care and peace. Get out of here now. Get to the chopper. Get out of the chopper now. Get out of there.